everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be a movie update for After We Fell and After Ever Happy, as well as some updates about the After franchise. So before we get started, I will link all of my After related playlists, as well as my last After We Fell and After Ever Happy movie update video. I will also link my reaction to the After We Fell teaser. So it's been a while since I've done a After related video, and there has been a couple of things that I've wanted to talk about. Obviously some things about the After We Fell and After Ever Happy movies. I want to talk about those. There's not really that much information, but I do want to talk about this quickly. And then yesterday there was some news that broke surrounding the entire After franchise, which I will also discuss, and that's kind of the point of this video. So let's first start with some After We Fell and After Ever Happy movie related news. So since my last update, we haven't gotten much news. I think they were still filming last time I did an update. Obviously that is all done. They released the teaser for After We Fell, which I did react to, as I said, and no official date yet on when we'll get After We Fell. I do feel like it will be in the fall again, just like After We Collided. For me, it came out last September, and as of right now, that's what it kind of looks like. We haven't really gotten any information or promo, and I feel like if they are releasing it in the summer, we should have gotten a date by now. But I mean, they could release it in the summer, I don't know. That's just what I'm assuming. They have released a couple of photos, nothing really that surprising or important, to be honest. We do have the teaser poster, which is the gym scene. So far, that's kind of it. And obviously, because we don't have much news about After We Fell, they're nowhere near any news about After Ever Happy. We should actually get some news soon, hopefully. And I mean, we still don't have like a full trailer, so maybe we'll get that. But I guess that's kind of it for After We Fell, After Ever Happy stuff. Now onto the news that broke yesterday. It was announced that there would be a prequel movie and a sequel movie. Castile Landon will write and direct both of the next two movies, or extra movies, I guess I should say. The prequel will be loosely based on Before by Anna Todd. And I will link the Teen Vogue article down below, which gives you all of the information about these next two extra movies that they are doing. I will give my opinions after I give you guys all the info. So we're getting a movie loosely based on this, which will obviously be the prequel. Castile Landon says in this article that the movie will be a larger conversation tied to what happens in Before with a more expanded plot. He's gone through a lot of trauma in his family life and his relationships, and we'll see more of that messiness before he meets Tessa and how that experience changes him. And obviously that'll feature a younger Hardin, so Hero will not be a part of this film. The sequel will follow Hardin and Tessa's children, Emery and Auden, as well as their cousin Addie. Obviously, because there are no books based on the Next Generation, she says she will just kind of follow themes from the original series and just build off of that for the Next Generation, if that makes sense. Although there isn't much source material for the sequel, Landon says the movie will stay truthful to what has been established in the franchise. We kind of carry the sins of our parents forward with this, so while they're trying to break out of that, I think carrying that forward for the kids is really important. We're exploring a lot of the same themes: love and loss and messy relationships. Making sure these characters are dynamic and not pulling punches is really important. It's just as important with Hardin and Tessa, and exploring young love without judging it. So we are getting a prequel movie and a sequel movie, and they will film both of them this fall, back to back. Hero and Josephine will not be part of the sequels. They will have no ties to it. From the article, it seems like Hero and Josephine are no longer involved in the franchise, which I will say, like, obviously makes sense for the sequels because their kids will be grown adults or like late teens. And in the article, it does say like Hardin and Tessa will be side characters. They're going to be in their like 40s or 50s, so they're going to have to cast different people. But I just don't get it. I have very mixed feelings on this franchise as of right now, And these two new movies that they're gonna do, I feel like really is milking it. We don't really care that much. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really care about Hardin's life before he met Tessa. Yeah, he's very complex, he's a very interesting character. I don't need to see a movie of that. I can read his book. And I get it, it's gonna be kind of different because it's not like Hero playing Hardin, but it's just gonna feel weird, and it's like, are fans really gonna understand? Is an audience who is not familiar with the books gonna still understand like what they're doing? Like, I'm a fan of these books and I don't get what the point of these 2 extra movies are. And in the article, like, Castile says that so many of the fans are like very curious about Emery and Auden's story, and like they want to know what happens to them and all this jazz. And it's like, yes, we care, but we wanted to see books. We don't care about seeing a movie. I genuinely think like the only reason why I keep watching these movies and like I care about the franchise is because I genuinely like Josephine and Hero. I'm not huge on Hero's acting, but I think that they both have a lot of potential and I like seeing them together. I just feel like physically they fit the characters very well. I'm watching these movies because of them. It's not actually because I care about the story anymore. I'm so over them butchering and fucking up this story. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I really hated After We Collided. I did not like the movie whatsoever. I felt like they completely butchered Tessa for me. Tessa is like one of my favorite characters. She is probably my top 5 characters that I relate to the most. And in the movie, I feel like they completely changed her. I feel like they really tried to sexualize her and like make her this sexy character who just wanted to have sex all the time, which is fine, but like that's not really who Tessa is. And I feel like they kind of forget the whole themes of these books. It's about these 2 characters that have childhood traumas. They both have parents who are addicts. Even on the outside, Tessa and Hardin seem like complete opposites. From appearances, they seem like it, but once you dig deeper, you realize that they both have the same issues. Like, they both have parents who've had addictions, and how they deal with that is very different, but also like the same, if that makes sense. I feel like it did deal with that with Hardin a little bit. I feel like you're forgetting about Tessa and like what Tessa went through and like how her mom is. Even though I am glad that we obviously have a female director for the next 2 actual After movies, I do hope that we get more of a female voice in them, because as much as I love Hardin, I care more about Tessa, if that makes sense. Or like I want Tessa to still have a bigger part. I've often felt with this franchise through their promo that they care more about Hardin, and it's not just Hardin's story. I just feel very passionate about the characters and the romance, and like, yeah, it's all fun and nice to have these sex scenes, but that's not exactly what their whole story is about. And like, I know Tessa is discovering herself and learning about sex and like asking for what she wants and stuff, and that's great, and I love that sex positive vibe, but it's more than that. Like, it's, their story is not just about them having sex and fighting all the time, and I feel like that is what haters and people who hate on the After series, that's what they sum up the After series, is that all they do is fight and fuck, and that's what I felt like the second movie was. And that is not what their story is and should be about. Like, it's dealing with traumas and addiction, and I feel like they haven't gone into that, and they haven't gone into the emotional side, and that's why it just really lacked for me. Like, yes, I want a couple of sex scenes, but I also want there to be emotional and heavy conversations, because that does happen in the books. I really do hope that After We Fell and After Ever Happy kind of brings it back to what the story is about. I don't know, I just hope it's more Tessa, I guess. So with these next 2 new movies, it's going to feel very weird, because obviously we're gonna have 3 Hardins if you think about it. We're gonna have Hero, and then we're gonna have a younger Hardin for the prequel, and then we're gonna have an older Hardin for the sequel. Very weird. We're gonna have 2 Tessas. The thing is I can't imagine anybody else playing Tessa. I just don't really get the point. I don't really get the point of the extra 2 movies. The fact is, like, we don't even have After We Fell yet, and they're already ready to just move on. And it's like, wait, you haven't even promoted your main franchise. They barely promote their movies. And I get it, like, we were in lockdown and there was a pandemic and it was hard to promote After We Collided. I totally get that. They did interviews over Zoom and stuff, which is great, but like, we didn't have any photo shoots. They didn't do any late night shows, which they could have done over Zoom. Could do freaking Ellen. They haven't even done Ellen. Like, I don't know where their money is coming from because I feel like they don't promote their movies. Barely. I don't get where they have all this money to make these extra movies. I'm kind of confused. So they're gonna film the next 2 in the fall. When are they releasing these? Because as of right now, we don't even have a date for After We Fell. Who knows when After Ever Happy is coming out? Are they gonna release 2 movies next year? Are they gonna release After Ever Happy early next year and then the prequel right after that? Like, I don't understand their order. I don't understand what they're doing. I just don't get it. I don't really care about seeing a movie about their kids. I wanted to read books about it. What is Anna's feelings on this too? Like, Anna has been kind of silent about it. I don't know if she's secretly working behind the scenes to help Castile do all of this and like help her give her ideas or whatever. But I feel as though Anna has been very silent on it, and I just don't know. Like, what if she had plans to write Emery and Auden's books and now it's going to be weird because there'll be a movie and what she might write won't be the same as the movie. There were other things floating around that said Hardin will experience his first love before Tessa in the prequel. So does that mean we're going to have people shipping Hardin and some other chick before Tessa? I have so many questions, and also like part of me just does not care at all because I just don't think they're going to be any good. They couldn't even get the second movie right. Also, part of my fear is that they're gonna cast like TikTok stars to bring attention to these next 2 new movies. I just have a feeling they're gonna cast like a TikTok star because I remember when they were doing the first movie and one of the producers, Jennifer, she wanted TikTok stars. Like, who she imagined as the characters were some like TikTok stars that were starting to become something. She wanted them in the movies. Can I just say thank God that did not happen for the initial franchise because, or for the initial movies, because that would have been a mess. I probably would have hated it, to be honest. At this point, I'm only into the first 4 books. I'm here to support Hero and Joe. We'll see what happens with the next ones, I guess. Let me know all of your thoughts on the prequel and sequel movies and how you feel about them. I guess, who do you think is going to play an older Hessa? Who do you think is going to play their kids? Am I going to see the movies? We'll see. We'll see how I feel about After We Fell and After Ever Happy. If I end up loving those and it changes the game for me, maybe I will watch the prequel and the sequel. But if I end up hating the next 2, I'm probably just gonna be over it. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. I feel like this video is really negative. I'm sorry, but I'm kind of angry. Like, I'm kind of pissed that they think we're just gonna like keep watching and that we're okay with this. But I mean, I'm still excited for After We Fell and After Ever Happy, and I just really hope that they don't butcher the last 2 for me. I really want them to get it right. So that is it for all of the After related news. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, let me know all of your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!